Hello everyone. So I'm here with a pretty big book haul for everyone, and that is because my Hastings had a pretty big sale recently, and I kind of went a little crazy because $2.99 for any used book in the store that was under $30, that's a freaking amazing deal. Literally, $2.99 each for each of these books. I think that's pretty awesome. So, I'm going to get into this, and there are a lot of books here, so I better get started. The first one I didn't actually buy. I was actually sent this book by the publisher, or the agent that agents this author, I think. I don't remember her name, but it is The Forgotten Land by Josephine Kelly, and the publisher contacted me and asked me for a review of this. So I will be reviewing this soon, and it looks really, really good. It's basically about this boy who lives in ancient Egypt, and he loses his memory, and it's basically his journey trying to find out who he is and what his purpose in life is. At least that's what I can tell. And it looks really, really cool. I really like this cover, and also there's a lot of pictures in this book, which is really nice. I like the artwork, and one of my favorite pictures, I want to find it, is towards the beginning of the book. It looks so awesome. This right here is a hellhound, and that makes me really, really anxious to read this, because if there are hellhounds in this book, it's going to be pretty damn awesome. And the author, of course, signed it for me, and that was very sweet of her. So thank you, Josephine, and your publisher, who I cannot remember the name of. I'm sorry, I should have looked that up. But thank you very much to you both. I really, really appreciate this. I will try to get this review up as soon as possible. I'm going to read this next. Thank you so much. And now for the books that I got at the book sale. I am super excited about all these. There are way too many, but let's get into this. I'll start out with a book that's going to make Melissa scream at the computer because she's going to be so freaking excited, and it's a surprise for her. Well, it's not for her, it's for me, but it's a surprise that I got it, and I'm basically dragging this out as long as possible. So, yeah, I love you, Melissa. I got Venomous by Christopher Crowayton, and I honestly cannot remember what this book's about. It's about a boy named Locke Venedi, and he is a boy with an anger problem, and he's going to therapy, and he's on medication, and basically he calls his anger the venom, and he has had this really bad anger problem since he's been 8 years old, little kid, and it's about him meeting this girl, and I don't know, that's what I know about it. I literally do not read the description of these books, so there's more to it than that. I hear from Melissa that this is one of the most, like, raw, realistic books with the most realistic characters or something. I remember she said she had high praise for this book, and I can't wait to read it. It looks really, really good, and I believe there are pictures in here as well. That's really cool. Why do I love pictures so much? I think that's just amazing. I love when authors do that, when they add the little things to this book. It just makes it look so freaking cool. So, I'm excited to read this. The next book I got is actually 3 books in one. I got a bind-up, even though I don't really like bind-ups. And there's actually kind of a story here, and I hope I don't ramble too much. I got His Dark Materials by Philip Pullman, which are the first 3 books in the series, The Golden Compass, The Subtle Knife, and The Amber Spyglass. And I saw a big box set of these books together for $30, all 3 books in hardcover, which would be $3 for all 3 of them, but that was gone by the time I got there, because I saw it the day before the sale, and I was like, oh, I gotta get that, but it was gone when I got there, so I got this instead. So it's basically the same thing, except in this big, huge, chunky, like, brick book that I can beat the crap out of people with. And then the next book is actually not for me. It is a gift for my friend, and he knows what it is, so it's not really a big surprise. I got Gerald's Game by Stephen King, and I just, he's one of my best friends, Jacob, from Jacob Lashner, I think that's his channel name. He's a great guy. He's really, really sweet. He's one of my friends, and we've been talking for like a month, and he's really nice, so I got to hit this for him because I love him so much. Now for one of my new favorite authors, who I love to death, and I think everyone should read him, and that is Neal Shusterman. I got The Dark Side of Nowhere, which I have already read, and I plan on doing a review of this in the future someday I need to catch up on reviews, like seriously, like right now. But I really, really enjoyed this book. Basically about a boy named Jason who lives in this small town, very rural town with this group of people and his friends, and he's very confused about his life. He thinks that he's living a lie or something, and there's a big secret in the town, and it's really, really good. I don't want to say too much because I'll probably review it soon, but I really, really enjoyed this. It was fast-paced, action-y. It kept me on my feet the entire time. It was just great. Then I got Bruiser, which is also by Neil Shusterman. Or Brewster? No, it's Bruiser. And it's about a boy named Brewster, and he is a guy who is voted most likely to get the death penalty, and his, her twin brother Tennyson isn't surprised. I don't know where I need to stop reading the inside. I'm not making any sense. This is a book, and it's supposed to be good. That's all I'm going to say from now on. I suck at summaries. Then I got Everwild by Neil Shusterman as well, of course. I think this is going to be a really, really good book. It's about two boys. Wow. There's a boy and a girl. See, I suck at this. There's a boy and a girl, and they die in a car accident, and then they come back to life, sort of come back to life, and they're basically body snatchers now. So it's like they're in limbo as spirits, but they hijack bodies and in order to survive, and I think that's really, really a cool concept, so I'm excited to read this. This looks great, and Neil Shusterman's just amazing. I love him so much. The next book I got, I kind of got on a, impulse, because this was actually $2. I got it at another sale. Later on, there was a $1.99 sale, 2 days after the $3 sale, and I got Imperial Bedrooms by Bret Easton Ellis. I cannot pronounce his name very well, I'm sorry. He's a very famous author, very famous adult author. He wrote the American Psycho, and this is actually the sequel to Less Than Zero, I believe, which I didn't know at the time. I just saw it, and it was a hardcover, Bret Easton Ellis book, and I was just excited because I've always wanted to read his books. Chuck Palahniuk really likes this author, so that's why I got it, but I need to get the first book. Or if you've read this book, can I read this before reading Less Than Zero? Because it's really short. I could probably read it really fast, so I want to read this. I love, Chuck Palahniuk, and I'd love to read this book. Next, I got Cinder by Marissa Meyer, and this is the first book in the Lunar Chronicles, which is a retelling of Cinderella, and this looks like a really, really great book. It's about a cyborg who is Cinderella, if Cinderella were a cyborg, and what would happen in this, fantastical world, and it just looks really, really good. Then I got Balthazar by Claudia Gray. I don't know much about this, other than the fact that it's told through Balthazar's perspective, who is one of the main characters in the Evernight Academy series, and my favorite character. I love Balthazar. He is fantastic, and this is his story. I'm not sure if this takes place before the series or after. I haven't done much research. I still need to read the third and fourth books in the series, so I will read those and then I'll read this, and I'm so excited because I love Balthazar. He's excellent. The next book I got is Burn for Burn by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian, I believe, and this book looks very, very good. It sounds a lot like Pretty Little Liars, kind of. That's what I've heard, at least. I've heard it's like that. I think it's about these girls who want revenge on somebody. They go to this island, and there's betrayal and intrigue, and I want to stab her back to get back at her for whatever she did to me, that sort of thing. So I love Jenny Han. That's mostly why I bought it, and also $3 for a hardcover. That's pretty freaking epic. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this, and the sequel comes out soon, so I want to read this soon. It looks really good. And then finally, the last book I got, I'm really, really, really excited for, and that is Horns by Joe Hill. I saw this there in hardcover, and I just flipped out because I love Stephen King, and this is his son, Joe Hill, and I really, really want to read his books. I've recently read a story. Sorry, Mom's talking, and I just got my train of thought is dead now. Anyway, I recently read this story in the 20th Century Ghosts short story anthology that he wrote, and that story was called Last Breath. that was freaking amazing. I was so enthralled and just captivated by that story. It was so original, and I just loved it. So I'm really excited to read one of his books, and this is actually being made into a movie with Daniel Radcliffe. So I'm excited about that, and I'm excited to read this book. I've heard kind of mixed things, to be honest, but I want to read it anyway to make my own opinion about it. And I've heard good things, though, too, so I want to read this. And yeah, guys, that's my book haul. A lot of freaking books. How many is that? Like 11, 12, 13 something? I don't even know. It's a lot of books. I shouldn't have bought that many. But $3. Who is going to pass up a $3 hardcover adult book? Nobody. That's who. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I will see you guys next time with probably a writing vlog, because I have something I want to say about my writing, and it's really exciting, and I'm so thrilled. So I'll see you then. I love you all. Bye-bye.